Thank you so much for that, Mike. Yes, we have motivation. How else do we kickstart our week if not getting motivated? Dr. Glory Edozian, now she is a LinkedIn visibility coach and a lead consultant at the Inspired by Glory Academy, where she teaches mid-senior level career women how to build visibility and establish thought leadership on LinkedIn so they can get the recognition they deserve, earn more money, and climb the corporate ladder. Good morning. Good to have you here.
Thank you for having me.
I mean, we started our conversation already, but I feel it's so important that we need to educate ladies and educate people generally on why you need to, why women need to get more visibility on LinkedIn. So let's just delve right into it.
So I always like to tell people this story, right? I had a friend who was applying for an international opportunity.
Okay.
And they asked her a few questions. So as she was filling the form, they said, have you been featured anywhere as a speaker? Her answer was no. They said, do you have any thought leadership articles that showcases your credibility as an expert in your sector? Her answer was no. When they asked her all these visibility questions, all her answers were no. Right? So she had the experience, but it was all in her head. They even asked her, do you have any executives outside of your place of work that can vouch for your credibility? Her answer again was no, because she just does her work and goes home. So now it's time for all that credibility, all that work, all that experience to count for something. And she had nothing to show for it. No reputation, no reach, no external sources of validation. So this is why women need to be visible. You cannot wait until you want an opportunity to start projecting yourself.
Yes.
Right? Visibility positions you as a thought leader and attracts opportunities. Yeah. So that's the #1 reason why women should be visible.
Now, I'm sure someone at home is watching and wondering, so I'm on Instagram, I'm on Twitter, I'm on Facebook. Why LinkedIn? Why do I have to be visible on LinkedIn?
Look, LinkedIn is amazing. There are over 750 million professionals on LinkedIn, right?
Wow, yes.
And 4 million of them are Nigerians. So can you imagine the global reach for LinkedIn? I mean, recently I was contacted by a magazine in Germany and they want to feature me. How did I get the opportunity? From LinkedIn. I have clients that have gotten opportunities in India, America, scholarships from Silicon Valley, inviting them to apply for this opportunity and getting those opportunities, all from LinkedIn. LinkedIn is a global village, right? So, and the great thing about LinkedIn is that the algorithms are so favorable, right? Out of the 700 million people on LinkedIn, only about 1 million are posting content. So while you are struggling to be seen on Instagram, you are competing with pictures of cats and dogs on Facebook, you know, you have a professional network where you can be seen. And a lot of executives, which is really important, use LinkedIn content, right, to make business decisions. So it's great that you start showing up on LinkedIn.
On LinkedIn. Okay, now, I'm just thinking like someone who is sitting and watching, how do I start? How do I start so I could position myself as a professional on LinkedIn?
So the first thing is your profile.
Okay.
Right? Sit back and think, what have I achieved in my career? What are my accomplishments? What is the value I bring to business? Right? And make sure that is clearly documented on your profile. Then the next thing you want to move to is your network. Who can help me achieve my career goals? LinkedIn is not a party where we're accepting everybody, doing everything. Be strategic. Who do I want to connect with? Who can help me? Who can I help? Right? Because it's not always about networking up, right?
Yeah.
So that's the second thing. And then the most important thing is content. Create content around areas of your expertise, right? So that you become known for what you do. Okay,
now so we should have a profile, we should network, and we should create content. Now, how do we strategically position our content? Now, do we have to use hashtags? Do we have to tag people? Are there certain people we need to follow? Are there certain handles that give you more visibility? How do you position yourself?
So the first thing you have to know about content is value. So you have to think about, first of all, what is the brand I'm trying to project, right? Who needs to know about this brand? And what is important to them? What are their needs? Create content that fulfills those needs, right? So for example, maybe you're trying to position yourself as a transformational business leader, right? Now you think, okay, who needs this kind of leadership? Maybe it's the CEOs of organizations. Right now, what are CEOs of organizations going through? They're thinking about productivity for their staff. They're thinking about how do you weather the storm for COVID. So now the content you create is talking about how to transform your business, how to still earn profits even in times of COVID. Now that's going to make a CEO want to look and say, okay, what's this person saying, right? So the thing is, you look at your brand, you look at who you can help, and you look at what are their needs, and you create content around that. That is the most important thing. Hashtags and things, window dressing, they are relevant, but if you create content that is not valuable, put 700 hashtags, it's not going to help you.
Yeah. Very true. Okay, now we have COVID has happened and a lot of people are at home. Now, how can LinkedIn still help in visibility, considering that not everybody is working from the office space? So how do you create this content that stands out from every other content?
So the thing here is, what I always tell people is LinkedIn content is everywhere. So even though you're at home, you're still attending meetings, right?
Yes.
You're still having conversations with your colleagues, right? Document those conversations on LinkedIn. So you had a meeting where you guys are brainstorming about how to bring out a product and still reach your customers, right? Share that on LinkedIn. The challenges businesses are having now with supply chain distributions. What are your ideas, right? Your colleagues in supply chain will then come and people are having a conversation. That is visibility, right? So LinkedIn content is everywhere.
Okay, now still on LinkedIn, I want to get this right. Now you said professionals. What about, and we're talking about helping women get more visible. So what about a woman who is at home, who isn't a professional, who doesn't have a certificate, or maybe not a certificate, but who doesn't have a professional job? So probably a mom who has who takes care of kids, maybe has a home crèche. Now, how does she position herself in LinkedIn? How does she put her business out there?
Amazing. So again, who is she targeting? Professionals. So she needs to showcase through content, right?
Okay.
How is she, what is her crush about? How is she protecting children during COVID, right?
Yeah.
What are some parenting tips that she can give moms for homeschooling? Because when you're giving this kind of content, somebody's going to come and ask you, thank you for these tips, but can you take care of my child between 2 and 5 while I'm in this meeting? You know, so it's about thinking about it's always about the audience. Visibility is not an exercise in fame, just to be known. It's about what is the value that I bring to the marketplace and making sure the right people know about it.
Okay, now I'm loving this. Now, still for the women. Now, a woman who has tried so many times to get a job, looks everywhere and hasn't gotten anything. How does she use LinkedIn?
So this is really key. The first thing you have to understand is, what job am I looking for? And what are the skills? You know, I find that the problem a lot of women have is that we don't know how to communicate our skills, right?
Okay.
So you need to think, what kind of job am I looking for? So maybe you're trying to become a PA. What are the key skills that PAs should have, right? Is that what is documented on your profile? Okay. And for some people, you may actually need to pay for an expert. You may need to speak to a career transition specialist who will help you create a CV and a LinkedIn profile that attracts the people that would hire you.
Oh, okay. So now, once you've created, I'm going to do like a step-by-step now. So let's say we've created the CV and the profile. Now, how does this person who has no experience and is probably just trying to navigate, how does she build from this point?
So the first thing, if you have no experience, you have to build the experience. So whether it's through volunteering, so you may want to contact some people and say, okay, can I volunteer to be your intern? Okay. What are the opportunities in your organization for me to work for free or work on the weekends? Okay. Or, you know, you need to build the experience. Unfortunately, it's always this chicken and egg situation. Employers always need you to have experience. So build the experience and showcase the experience. But however, if you have ideas on how things can be better improved, you can also start to share content and comment on other people's content. So I know people who have gotten job opportunities from simply leaving a relevant comment on somebody else's article. So be engaged.
Okay, thank you so much. Now, before we let you go, just give us like a quick, just an overview for women. So let's run through it. So we have your profile, we have your network, and we have your content.
Yes.
Thank you so much. I personally have learned so much. And I'm sure everybody watching this, beyond, apart from the women, I'm sure men as well have learned that LinkedIn is definitely somewhere you want to be checking, and you want to build your connections there, because you never might know where your next opportunity is coming from. Well, that's all we can take a motivation for this morning. There is still so much on Wake Up Nigeria. You do not want to go anywhere. We'll be right back.